In this video, we're going to take a look at a multi-view drawing demonstration. So here we've got a partial multi-view drawing that's been created. And one thing that we're going to do is I have one of these 3D printed blocks here that I like to use to demonstrate when I'm showing students, just to kind of give them an idea of what exactly is kind of going on here. So as I go through and look, we are going to be looking at, here's the isometric view. So this is the front view that we have going on. Our top view is here looking down, and our right side view is here looking in this direction. So when I take a look at this, here's my top view. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to look and see, like, this should be my front view. And then as I turn, this is my right side view. So I'm just looking at what kind of faces that I'm going to get as I go through and turn. Now there's a few things that we need to go through and make sure. One is going to be, you're going to see kind of these little corners of the boxes, and there's a reason why we go through and have those. Well, one is to make sure that the views line up with each other. So we call this having the views in alignment. So here's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to transfer the lines in the form of light construction lines going down into the shape. So every vertical line that I see, I'm going to go ahead and transfer these down by lining up. I usually use a straight edge to do so, and go ahead and do that. So that's going to give me a lot of my width lines, or at least my width, kind of places to stop. Now for the heights, I'm going to go through and look at every horizontal line, and I'm going to do the same thing. Transfer each line over, light construction lines to help me with setting up my missing view. So notice how all these lines kind of connect to each other, and that helps to make them in alignment. A lot of times students want to put all the views like in a line straight up or straight down, but this arrangement has to be what we have. So I always have them sometimes label, this is the top every time up there, this down here, it's always going to be the front, and then down here this is going to be the right side. These never change placement. So this is no matter what, whatever multi-view you're looking at, this is always the front view, this top view is always above it, and the right side view is always to the right of the front view. So again, looking at my little 3D printed block, if I'm turning this, and when I look at the different views, I'm going to go through and turn this 90 degrees, and I should see this kind of view that comes out of that as I do so. Now my construction lines, that kind of help me kind of lay this out. So I can kind of tell up here, I've got a little line up there. So I can kind of darken these out with some object lines to kind of make this happen. So I'm going to darken that out. And then what happens is I'm going to hit a little slant here. And here's where I go, kind of like in my isometric. I know where I'm starting in this corner and going down to here. So I can go ahead and put in that little slant. And then what happens is then I come down to make this face, and I come up and back over. So I'll come down, same thing on this side, and down here on the bottom. So there's one of the faces, which looks like this right here. So that's exactly what we want. So the rest of this is going to be a slant from this corner coming all the way down. So from here to here, down to this corner, that's where that stops. And then I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish out here on the bottom. So, and that's going to finish out my front view. And if you kind of take a look at that side by side, we definitely see that that's the shape that we kind of get. So I use these quite a bit as little visualization tools for students. I usually only print one, and then that way I can kind of keep it up here just like how I'm doing. And unless the student's really struggling, well, I let them go through and actually hold that and everything. So that's kind of what one multi-view tutorial will go through and do. So check out another video. I'm going to show another multi-view tutorial to kind of help you out on submission form